welcome to this year's final episode of the Career Center News, the summer edition. We are coming to you live from the OPS Career Center TV studio.
No pressure, right? Today we'll be covering everything summer to get you ready for your summer vacation. That includes teaching you how to budget an awesome summer road trip and how to make it affordable.
We'll introduce you to a sport that started in a neighborhood and literally spread worldwide. And we'll have some sweet tips for your summer basketball game. Now, speaking of sweet, you may be wondering why we have a blender sitting right here on what would be an otherwise clean and respectable television set.
Well, what's summer without a good smoothie? A juicy topic, if you will. We figure we couldn't do a show about summer without showing you how to make a great smoothie, so we'll be making that as well. But first, let's talk about travel. I'm sure we can all agree that one of the greatest parts about summer vacation is the traveling. But there is one major thing to keep in mind when planning a big old trip: money. I went on a journey to find out what a trip could cost, along with tips on getting it done without breaking the bank. There are 4 things that come into play when you budget a trip: transportation, accommodations, food, and entertainment. First, you need to figure out, are you going to fly or hit the road? If you're planning a road trip, definitely consider how much you're going to spend on gas. You also need to think about how you're going to get around once you get there. Renting a car is a great option. They average around $30 to $60 per day. If you fly, the round-trip tickets could set you back around $400. In that case, you'll also need to use a taxi, subway, or Uber, so your expenses will add up quickly. The second thing you need to consider is where you're going to stay. If you crash at a hotel, plan on spending $90 to $130 a night. The third thing to keep in mind on your trip is food, of course. Research local restaurants and food prices in the city where you plan to stay so you can save up accordingly. I figure in Kansas City you need around $40 a day for lunch and dinner. Depending on how long you're staying, consider buying groceries to save up extra cash rather than eating out every night. And the final thing to keep in mind is entertainment. Check out tourist websites to see what's fun out there. Consider tickets to amusement parks, tour guides through famous landmarks, shopping, and any other exploring you might do. Now add up all your expenses to get a rough idea what your overall trip will cost. Always be sure to ask for extra money so you always have more than enough. So let's imagine again we're headed to Kansas City. We're going on the road, so gas is going to be around $36 to get there and back. We're staying at a nice hotel, the Hyatt Place, which is $97 per night. If we're staying for 5 nights, it's going to be around $485. But since our friend is tagging along, the price will be split in half. So it's only going to be around $245 per person. We plan to buy groceries for breakfast and lunch, so that will be around $70. And dinner will be around $20 a day. Lastly, we're visiting Worlds of Fun, which is $40 a ticket. Add everything up, and the grand total for our road trip to Kansas City is $491. Not too shabby for 6 days of fun. And that's it. Happy traveling! If you need more help with planning out your trip, you can always check out websites like Independent Traveler or BudgetYourTrip.com. So, how's my smoothie coming along, Alec?
Your smoothie? Sorry, this is for Mr. Walker. How do you think I'm going to get an A out of this class? I have a high F because everybody knows I do absolutely nothing here.
I see. Well, tell our viewers what you're doing.
Well, as soon as I can get this lid off, these are confusing lids, by the way. You can't make
True.
a smoothie without fruit, of course. Here I have some frozen strawberries. So you only need to measure about one. We'll just pour a bunch in there.
Just
we're
chuck
just
them in there. That looks about right. Maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, a little bit more.
The
there
whole
we
bag.
go. Yeah, well, hey, why not? Because, you know, we're only going to use this once.
This smoothie is going to knock it out of the park.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Hey, live TV. Let's throw some bananas in there. And, you know, speaking of which, we went to a park just the other day to showcase a new summer game that is beginning to spread worldwide. It's sort of like baseball. Well, you'll see what I mean. A game that originated in the Dominican Republic. It's like wiffle ball, but much harder. This could be your new summer game that gets you outside and moving, like cornhole or horseshoes. Vitia or Batia, both are correct. A game from one of baseball's defining countries that has appealed to even casual sports fans. Imagine trying to hit one of these. Kids used to use the 5-gallon water jug caps back when they were kids in the Dominican Republic, and no wonder why there are so many Major League Baseball players that are from the Dominican Republic, because since they've used these and a bat that's so small, their hand-eye coordination is on point. As with any game, there are some rules. Vitia is virtually like baseball, but with a few slight changes. Instead of 4 bases in a diamond, There are 3 in a triangle. There are no walks or advances on a hit by pitch, like this. And you can't steal bases. That's pretty much it. You can buy a set on Batia.com or grab your local broomstick and Gatorade cap and start swinging.
How easy that was. Now we have 2 bats. Batia.
The Career Center happened to have a set randomly around, so we thought we could show you the game in some fashion. Disclaimer, to see people that are actually decent at this game, go to YouTube. Let's see the highlights from our makeshift game. You're tossing it. Girl, every play, I don't think she ever had.
Anyway, that is okay.
All right, so we have a horrible picture. Now for some post-game interviews with the players.
It was frustrating because it was so small. For someone who doesn't get to get out and play sports that often, I guess you start out a little rusty, but when the materials are that much smaller, it's that much more difficult and frustrating.
It's hard to get the motion down, and then you end up hitting somebody.
That's probably
in
the
their
spot
face.
that would need the most practice. You got to get back because you got to pitch it. You got to really wing it. You can't like lob it and make it fly. It's like trying to make a frisbee fly. You got to really chuck it. So you got to get back a ways.
Chuck! I think the better hitter in the game was definitely me. I actually got on the bases,
That is false.
unlike Walker.
Ooh, strike 2. Strike 3. She's out. And hopefully you're out trying Batia with your friends this summer. Thanks to all the people who went out on a humid day to mess around, and Jacqueline, thanks for being a good sport. One of these days, with some practice, you will become the David Ortiz of Batia.
Okay, so we measured our strawberries and plopped them in the blender. Now what?
So, of course, we need some juice in there to juice it up a little bit. Once again, this is all not very scientific, so we're just gonna just pour it in there. Tell me when to stop. When do you think it's good?
Maybe keep it coming.
Keep coming? Okay.
Maybe about there.
I'd say right there.
Yeah.
All right, and then, of course,
Of
ice.
course.
Got to cool it down. I mean, it's summer. This is gonna be hot.
Refreshing for the summer heat.
So yeah, that's
Maybe
okay. If you
Yeah.
get it everywhere, it's just water. I mean, it's okay. It's no problem.
And speaking about summer heat, as the temperature rises, your wardrobe isn't the only thing that needs to be swapped out. You might want to consider switching your daily makeup routine. Here's Donnae with more.
Summer's here, and it's hot. For Sasha at Omaha North High School, that means it's time for her to adjust her day-to-day makeup regimen.
You don't want to wear too much makeup. Usually, like for the summer, you like to have natural, glowy skin.
Sasha is not your everyday makeup user. She's more like a makeup geek. She spends a lot of her time making sure she's got it right. During the hot, humid Omaha summer, experts say that you should start with the right moisturizer for your skin type. If you have oily skin, begin with an oil-free moisturizer. Next, use a good primer to ensure your masterpiece will last all day. When you get to your base, keep it light to avoid the heavy and cakey look. The lighter options include tinted moisturizers, BB, and CC creams.
I usually like to wear like a light BB cream, so it's not like so heavy, like can melt my face. And I like to wear like a cream eyeshadow, so it's just quick and easy.
And it's not only the products that are important, but it's also how you apply them.
For my beauty blender, I wet it. Like I make sure, like in the winter I usually don't, but in the summer I do, so I really get like that glowy, effortless look.
If you feel like you need more coverage, you can always spot treat with your favorite concealer. Set your face with a light layer of translucent powder, just enough to make sure that your base lasts longer, not to mattify your entire face. Remember, less is more, especially during the summer.
Those products usually kind of give that effortless sun-kissed look.
You can cheat a healthy sun-kissed glow by applying your favorite warm or cool tone bronzer depending on your skin tone. Bronzer also brightens the eyes and whitens the teeth. Balance your face. Try a blush stain, gel, or cream blush. A fierce highlight is one of the makeup world's biggest trends right now, but for the summer, we can tone it down a little. Because of the humidity, too much highlight could leave you looking extra shiny and sweaty. As for lips, instead of reaching for that deep, rich, heavy color, try a light, less intense version, or even a subtle nude. For summer, you might want to try switching out your matte lip for a lip stain. Stains don't dry out your lips as much, and you can always add a balm or gloss for extra moisture or high shine.
I like to use chapstick with SPF in it because I have very sensitive skin.
And don't forget your eyes. Get the most out of your eyeshadow by applying an eyeshadow primer. They prevent creasing and give your eyeshadow a sturdy base to hold on to. For mascara and eyeliner, waterproof is the way to go.
Donnae's big tip is to flow with the summer and experiment with different shades of white, blue, purple, and pink for a fun pop of color. Keep that in mind, Alec.
I will. Stay tuned for some more summer fun right after the break.
Career Technical Education, or CTE for short, is a life-changing pathway that leads students toward success on becoming America's next leading workforce. In fact, students who prepare in career and technical organizations tend to be higher in academic motivation, engagement, and employability skills. This is why the Skills USA state competition is so important. It encourages students to enter America's workforce so we can fill the skills gap. Now, what exactly is the skills gap? Currently, companies are struggling to fill 2.1 million skilled positions. Employees are needed in fields such as welding, culinary, and photography.
Skills USA has taught me to be responsible and to take action in real-life situations. It's taught me never to be afraid to go after my dreams.
Together, we can overcome the Skills USA gap and grow America's future workforce.
Dream.
Pursue. Skills USA.
Everyone. So Alex, what's next on the recipe?
And we got one more thing. Now that we've added our juice and the ice cubes, keep the smoothie smooth and luscious. We're gonna add some milk.
Thick.
Well, we're gonna add some milk, then we decided that's kind of disgusting.
Yeah.
We're gonna put some vanilla yogurt in here. Like you said, I'd say
Put
just
the whole
put, yeah,
thing.
just put the whole
That
thing in
looks
there.
about right.
That looks pretty good to me, to be honest with you. You know, wow, that's looking actually really good. But while we're trying to be the smoothie, I guess, extraordinaires here at the Career Center, there's no one better who knows how to handle a summer grill than our very own Culinary Academy. Here's Daisy on some tips and tricks to make your summer burger a hit.
Step one is prepping your grill. So when you're prepping your grill, you want to make sure your grill is clean. You could use a towel with light oil on there, and you could scrub it down. Or you could use a half an onion and just use that as your cleaner instead of your towel. Okay. Step two is prepping your hamburger. So the best meat to use for your hamburger is 7327. That type of hamburger has great fat in it, which you want, which will give you more flavor to your hamburger and will prevent it from sticking. So what you want to do is get a 4 to 6 ounce patty. You shape that, and in the middle you press a button in the middle of the patty so it will not contract when you're cooking, and it won't shrink, and it'll be the same size as your bun. So when you're laying down your patty, you want to season it with any seasoning you would like. So when you're cooking your burger, you flip it off one side. 2 minutes after that, you want it at medium rare, so your hamburger has to be at 155 degrees. 1 minute before your hamburger is done cooking, you could introduce your cheese to it so it can melt along with it. And you know when your hamburger is done when you tap it to 155. you start by laying down your lettuce on the bottom bun, your hamburger, your tomato, and your onion. And you could add a little bit of mayo on both sides of the buns, not too much because it will make your burger soggy. The lettuce helps as a barrier so your juices won't get in your bun and make it fall apart.
This is your perfect, ultimate cheeseburger.
That burger looks bomb. I definitely gotta try it this summer.
It sure made my stomach growl, like these smoothies are gonna do for me.
Definitely. The next step is maybe you can make your smoothie a little bit more sweet if you want.
Yeah, I mean, you could, but fruit has plenty of natural sugar in it. You don't want to add any sugar if you're really looking to be healthy about it. So I think we're good on that. But you know what else is sweet?
What?
You know, my basketball shooting skills.
Sure.
Well, okay, well, I guess they could use a little polishing, but that's what my man Hunter is for. Here's the Career Center News' Austin with your top 5 tips on sweeting up your summer shooting game.
Hey everybody, this is Coach Hunter. I'm here to give you 5 shooting tips that you can work on this summer. These 5 tips are at least going to get you started. So the first tip is the following, and that is you need to get your index finger on your shooting hand aligned with the little hole that you air it up with. You want to take your index finger. And this is my son's ball, so I put his name there specifically so he could start to get used to that. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to take your shooting side foot and you're going to line that to the center of the rim. So you got your shooting side foot, okay? Once that shooting side foot is aligned, my right foot, in my case, is just going to set naturally. The third tip is working on the up, down, up motion above your head that young people don't do because they're shooting under their head a lot of times, right? We want to go over the top. Like I said, I've done this with Apollo, and I have him stretch all the way up. Okay, I've got his finger aligned. I've got his foot aligned. Now I'm going to stretch him all the way up because what I want him to get used to is the up, down, up motion above his head, even at a first grade level. So it's up, down, up, okay? So it's very, very important. So as Apollo develops, even with 2 hands, up, down, up, you can see that ball is getting used to, with the muscle memory, to be able to comfortably shoot above your head. That goes to the 4th tip, which is rotation, okay? We don't throw a knuckleball. We don't throw a ball with no spin, okay? None of that stuff. I'm gonna bend down on my knees so you can get the rotation, all right? So what you want with rotation is to see that ball spinning off those fingertips, okay? And we'll slow that down for you so you can see that. And how you get the rotation is from the up, down, up motion. And that ball should spin without any, side rotation or any of that stuff. Up, down, up, okay? And finally, the last step is the follow through, okay? Now let's see, I'll go back down here. Thank you, Austin. So I'm up, I'm down, and I'm up. Now because I'm instructing and doing this all at one time, I'm gonna have to catch the ball. But what I want you to see is after I've done the up and it rotates off my fingertips, I'm just letting that wrist go naturally down and I'm finishing high like that, okay? When you actually shoot it, kind of looks like this. Up, down, up, okay? And it kind of looks like a swan. And that's it for the summer. You get that, you will become a better shooter. I'm Coach Hunter. Until next time, we'll see you later.
Now, for what it's worth, Mr. Hunter thinks that video was entirely too short because he loved to ramble about basketball shooting. You see, Austin had edited out about 3/4 of Hunter's wisdom, as he likes to call it. But don't fret, Hunter has posted his entire shooting tips video on our YouTube channel. Just go to youtube.com and search for OPS Web TV, and you should see it under the Videos tab.
As the high school sports season fades into summer, there are a lot of stories that will pop up next year worth watching. One of the most surprising to come out the past few weeks is the impending return of a coach who once dominated Class A boys basketball.
That's right. Coach Eric Behrens will return to the nest of Omaha Central next year in hopes of recreating a dynasty. I caught up with him to learn more about why he's coming back and what will be special about the 17-18 season. A coaching change, or rather, a return, will shake up Class A basketball for seasons to come. Eric Behrens will return to the downtown as the head coach of Omaha Central. He will replace Benjamin Holling, a former assistant of Behrens, who stepped down from the position in late March. Holling went 50-23 in 3 seasons and took Central to the state tournament the last 2 seasons. Behrens returns after 3 seasons at the helm of Peru State, where during the 2015-16 season, he coached the Bobcats to the NAIA National Tournament. So, after hopping up a level to the college game, why has he decided to come back?
I just think that, with my son having a year left to play here and the position opening up at this time, and I've still got a little skin in the game, as they say, I just had to take a look, for me, my family, kind of big picture, and just what I thought was best. And as I thought about things, I just started to think about the opportunity for me and Roman to be together next year.
Initially, Athletic Director Luke Dillon did not believe Behrens would apply for the position. Then, as applications came in and the rumor mill began turning, he realized that it was a concrete possibility.
I kind of heard, through the grapevine, hey, that he was thinking about it. And then, until you get the names back from HR, you never really know. Similar to some of the other, we just had a big football hire. You hear everybody from professionals to everything else, so you never really know until you get the list back.
Behrens thought of coaching his son, Roman, at the high school level has turned into a reality as the two will pair up during his senior season. Even though Behrens will only have 1 year with his son, he thinks it is a good thing the two were separate during Roman's first 3 years of high school.
I think it was probably good for him to come in and establish himself with a different coach and kind of become his own man. But now that he's been here 3 years and he's pretty well established, I just think that the opportunity for us to be teaming up and to try to do something special for a season, I think it should be a lot of fun.
Behrens also has eyes on more state championships for Central to add to the 7 the school won during the period of 2006 to 2013. While he will only have 1 year with his son, Behrens does not plan to make his tenure a one-and-done situation. He hopes to continue the story right where he left off.
It's going to be right back at it. I'm out and we're trying to bring 8th graders up to school, and we're out trying to get the best players in the building. So again, I want to build this program for the future, and I plan on sticking around for a while.
Only time will tell if he can help rebuild a dynasty.
And hopefully you will watch as Coach Behrens tries to recreate that dynasty on Central Stride TV channel, where Career Center Digital Video Production students Isaac Bonner and Will Byerman will be leading the broadcast.
Hey, we're almost done with the smoothies. All that's left is to mix it. Alex, I see you already did the honors.
Certainly. We're going to take care of this. Come on back. We'll be right back.
Watch you guys.
Welcome back, everybody. Now, let's talk about blood. Gallons of it.
What? Are we introducing a horror movie or something?
No, I'm talking about the need to donate blood this summer. You might be surprised how many people's lives are saved every year because of blood donations. Our fellow video production student, Eleanor Dunning, has more.
Did you know that every 2 seconds, someone in the U.S. needs blood? That's why Janet Dyer's been donating for years.
It's just something I can do easily to help the community.
Dyer's one of nearly 7 million people who donate their blood in the U.S. every year. It's a life-saving act because hospitals use 36,000 pints of blood each day. Keegan and Amy have been donating for several years too. In fact, they've even found a Red Cross app that tracks the amount of blood they've donated.
So since I've downloaded the app, it tells you like how many units that you've donated. There's a section that says impact. So it says that I've saved 42 lives. I don't know how accurate that is, but I think that's pretty cool.
Not everyone's blood is the same. For example, about 37% of Americans are type O positive, but only about 3% are type A negative, or B. Whatever type you are, there's a good chance you could save a life. All it takes is a few short minutes, and you even get a sticker.
It's honestly the easiest thing that you could ever do to save a life.
I'm Eleanor, reporting for Career Center News.
If you'd like to be a blood donor, contact the American Red Cross here in Omaha.
Now, saving lives is certainly no game, but this is. Behold the behind-the-scenes video, the most highly anticipated game show of all time. Yes, here are the members of the Career Center Digital Video Production class painting the contestant stands for the upcoming game show we're calling Got a Minute. We'd like to give you all the details, but for reasons we can't say, that would take the fun out of it. Suffice to say, you're going to love it. And the first episode should be out before the end of the school year. And guess who the host is?
Zac Efron?
No, that is incorrect. The host of Got a Minute will be yours truly. Watch for Got a Minute on our YouTube channel, OPS Web TV.
You know what isn't a game? Next week's weather. Here's your weather forecast for the last week of school. Saturday will be a high of 64 with some slight rain. Sunday will be partly cloudy with a high of 72. And Monday will be nice and sunny with a high of 74.
Tuesday will have a high of 72, and lastly, Wednesday, same thing, high 72 with a few clouds. Now, got a little bit of time left here in this half-hour block, and I'm kind of interested to see what this is going to taste like, and I know we get the crew out here, so, I mean, we have our special glasses, our Marriott Vacation Club Harbor Lake glasses.
Can't forget about the straws.
So let me turn this off before we cut anybody's hands off. That's the most important part.
You gotta twist it off.
That's right. Oh yeah, this is the fancy Ninja blender that Walker said he can't really figure out, but it looks like we figured it out. Oh, hey, look at that. There's a little hole here. I mean, we learn on the fly here, ladies and gentlemen, and now the crew is coming out, and we can get these cups out, and we can tell you that it has been an absolute blast to have you here for our live Career Center News. I want to thank all these people, these fantastic crew that have been helping us out. I'm Alec.
And I'm Jacqueline. We'll see you again next year, but until then, have a great summer.
Woo! All right. We're gonna see how this tastes. Oh, okay, that's right. Hey, he was the director. He gets it. No, we have not. So that's why we said it was going to be kind of a test here, and it's okay. You can be absolutely honest. Just drink it. Just go. Just go. Just go for it, man. Okay, here we go. You've been waiting forever, Jacqueline. You could have been. Okay, all right. Go. I'm enjoying mine in my hand.
Good.
This is actually pretty good. I'm surprised. I thought this was going to turn out horrible. Hey, that's right.
Zac Efron.
That's right. That has already been said, Jacqueline. We apologize.
I just really wanted Zac Efron.